The embarrassment of what you did is so much, your mother should be embarrassed for birthing you. He was given it socks on the dance floor and coppers, and then he got the shit. Oh, I love this next one, and I do think you should adopt it. And let me be clear, it's not salacious. So today I am going to give you 10 Irish terms that you should immediately add to your vernacular because they're just very, very cool slang. Terminologies, there's nothing like them in the American lore. It's like that word schadenfreude that's German. It's such a good word. We should have a word for that, but we don't, so we say schadenfreude. Schadenfreude, duh. Now, the first term I think is a good substitution for a lot of terms that I feel are outdated. Like most things, I believe there is a middle ground. Sometimes people are a bit too insane about what you should and shouldn't say, but there are certain terms that are just not acceptable to use anymore. And if you don't know what they are, you'd want to get a bit of cop on. That's a term for another day. Would you ever get a bit of cop on? But the phrase you can substitute them with is acting the maggot. I guess the closest American phrase you could use would be being a goof. But being a goof just isn't the same energy as acting the maggot. Acting the maggot means messing around, being disruptive, or just a bit dumb. For example, stop acting the maggot and do your homework. Why maggot? Because they're squirmy and annoying. And maggot's not quite like goof because goof is just a bit too... Maggot is more of a mischievous vibe. The next phrase, well, there's two phrases really. There's sure look it and it'll be grand. Usually we use those two phrases when you're not really too sure what to say or you just kind of want to say something but you're not sure what to say. It's kind of a reassurance but also without any form of promise. There is no American equivalent. Maybe the closest thing would be it is what it is. It's basically the version of an Irish shrug. It's reassuring, it's nonchalant and non-committal, but also warm. It's rooted in Irish patience and understatement. And the Irish are, if not anything else, humble. We've talked about notions before on this channel, it's a whole thing. But these two phrases have been used for many centuries to cover uncertainty with kindness-ish. So somebody might say, hey, there's a possibility that a massive war worldwide is imminent. And you would say, sure look it, it'll be grand. One or the other, or both. The next phrase, and I go to use this all the time and then I remember nobody's going to know what I mean outside of Ireland. It's giving out. And I do think that means something else in America. Right? Like it does. It's kind of dodgy. And you would not forgive an American for thinking giving out means giving out something nice, like candy or promotion stuff. But giving out actually means to tell off someone. Is that a British phrase? It's sort of naggy in its essence. Like you might say she was giving out yards about the neighbours again. Or you'd say, he gave out to me when I put the tea in the bathtub. I don't know.
Everyone's confused.
Oh, I love this next one and I do think you should adopt it. So the fun of it is it can be expanded upon. So to say you are embarrassed, you are scarlet. Like you go red, you're scarlet. So I'd say, oh, I'm scarlet for you. Like that's shocking embarrassing. Or I went scarlet when I fell off my chair in an audition. True story. But like I said, it can be expanded upon and you would say scarlet for your man for having it. That's just one way. I am mortified entirely on your behalf. Like that is painfully embarrassing. Guilt by association at a cosmic family level. The embarrassment of what you did is so much, your mother should be embarrassed for birthing you. It's extreme. The next one is like my version of how I've adopted y'all. It's just an easy thing to say. Americans say y'all for you all, you guys, and I just think it's an easy term. So you guys can have this one if you want, Yer Man or Yer One. So you don't necessarily know the person's name, or maybe you do know their name but you're just not arse saying it. Maybe you're so disgusted you don't want to say it. Or just like you don't care. I guess in America they'd say that dude or that lady. So you could go, you're one at the bus stop with the fake tan. That would be me. The next one I think you guys might actually know, Egypt. It's a really good word and you should take it. Not like for keepsies, just for usefulness. It's softer than idiot and yet more emphatic than silly goose, which would be the American equivalent. It's like a lovable idiot, an absolute numpty. Do you know that word? It's the Irish phonetic take on idiot that has turned affectionate over time. You could call your loved one a feckin' Egypt. Like, what he did was idiotic, but also he's just a bit of a joke. Oh, there's another one. Example in a sentence, you feckin' Egypt, you left the immersion on all night. Said by your mother and followed by wooden spoon. The next one is a very teenage kind of phrase, but they don't use it now, I don't think. Or maybe they do. If you're a person under 20 who's watching this channel, let me know. It's the word shift, and we use it instead of the term kiss. Now I say it's a teenage thing, but also like people who are my age still use it sometimes, but it is found in youth culture originally. It's not romantic, the shift. It's just an action of having been done. You got the shift. And let me be clear, it's not salacious, it's just a kiss. Did you get the shift at the disco last night? Yes, of several people would be an example that could be used, I would never say. The next is like a straight up substitution. I know in America you guys call the bathroom, the toilet, the johns. We simply call them the jacks. Don't really know the origin of that one. Looked it up, couldn't find a reason. I guess we could call them the Shawns, but we just call them the jacks. I think that maybe it's a generic male name and sort of anonymous, so I'm going to the jacks. Next is giving it socks. Yeah, socks. You're going full throttle at something, usually talking or dancing or driving a car really fast. There's actually lots of examples you could put it to. You're just going all out at something. Could be used salaciously. It's early 20th century Irish slang for punching something, really, to sock. But in this instance, we mean, you really gave it a push or a kick, really went for it. In America, I guess you might say you went all out.
You really went all out.
But socks have a physical punch. It's just fun to say as well. He was given it socks on the dance floor in coppers, and then he got the shit. And finally, this one will confuse everybody who is not Irish. I will, yeah, because this actually means I absolutely will not. This is early Irish sarcastic phrasing, meaning literally the opposite of what is stated. It subverses the literal meaning. An American might say, yeah, I will, but they'd say it like really sarcastically to get the vibe. I will, yeah. The thing about I will, yeah, is like if somebody says it to your face, you almost can't quite call them on it if it's a serious thing, because they just said they will, but they mean they won't. Like Diane, book the flights 3 months in advance. I will, yeah. I absolutely won't.
Some might say there's some kind of underlying psychological non-committal ability issue. I wouldn't say that, but some people might.
These phrases aren't just fun, I think they're also useful. I challenge you to use one in your daily life this week, and then let me know when you did. I'm always in the First Hour Club and comments, so check me out then. Shout out today to a couple of patrons. These are the members of Squad. They are J. Michael Casano, Ron Shepherd, Tim Gibson, Bill Staley, Freddie, Captain Dan Doherty, Travis Thomas, Larry Shepherd, Robert Harold, Michael McEwen, David Wilford, Escalec Art, Mark D, Tim Donnelly, Joseph Mixon, Jack Heflin, E. Berm, Samira Schmidt, Michael E. Doherty, Christopher Martinez, Stories Telling Stories, and Sam Fuller. Thank you so much to each and every one of you, and I cannot wait for our hangout later this month. It'll be over on Zoom, which is going very well in 2025. That's it for today. See you on the other side. Bye.